Good morning to all. I am S.A. Suje, working as an assistant professor in the IDS department from SNS College of Engineering. Today I am going to take a topic about building blocks of algorithm, which is from the unit Introduction to Problem Solving Technique. First, what is algorithm? An algorithm is procedure consisting of a finite set of unambiguous rules, that is instructions, which specify a finite sequence of operations that provides the solution to a problem. In other words, an algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a given problem. Definition: an algorithm is a finite number of clearly described unambiguous steps that can be systematically followed to produce a desired result for given input in a finite amount of time. Next is the building blocks of algorithm. It has been proven that any algorithm can be constructed from just three basic building blocks. These three building blocks are sequence, selection, and iteration. And the common name is action, decision, repetition, or loop. Here, the statement. A statement is a single action in a computer. In a computer, statements might include some of the following actions. Input data is one action, process data is another action, and output data is also another action. That is, information given to the program, perform operation on a given input, process the result. Then next is the state. Transition from one process to another process under specified condition within a time is called state. Next is the control flow. The process of executing the individual statements in a given order is called control flow. The control can be executed in three ways: sequence, selection, and iteration. These are the control flow diagrams for sequence, selection, and looping. Next is the sequence. A sequence is one of the basic logic structure in computer programming. In a sequence structure, an action or event leads to the next ordered action in a predetermined order. The sequence can contain any number of actions, but no actions can be skipped in the sequence. Once running, the program must perform each action in order without skipping any. This is the algorithm to add two numbers entered by user. First step is always a start. Next is declaring the variables, that is here num1 and num2, and sum. Next is reading the values, that is num1 and num2, that is getting the values, and then doing the operation. Next, add num1 and num2 and assign the result to sum, and storing the result in the temporary variable sum. Then displaying the sum, and then last step is always stop. Next is selection. A selection is also called decision. Is also one of the basic logic structures in computer programming. In a selection structure, a question is asked, and depending on the answer, the program takes one of two courses of action, after which the program moves on to the next event. This is the algorithm to find the largest among three different numbers entered by user. First is start, declaring the variable ABC, reading the variable ABC, and we have to check the conditions using if-else statement. And inside the if-else condition, we are giving the relational operator between the operands A, B, and C. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, display A is the largest number, else C is the largest number, and in the else case, if B greater than C, display B is largest number, else display C is the greatest number. Next, step 5 is the stop. Next is the iteration. Iteration is the act of repeating a process either to generate a sequence of outcomes or with the aim of approaching a desired goal, target, or result. Each repetition of the process is also called an iteration, and the results of one iteration are used as the starting point for the next iteration. Most programs often contain loops of instructions that are executed over and over again. And this is the algorithm to print all natural numbers up to n. First start, next is getting the n value, initialize I equal to 1. For loop, if I less than or equal to n, go to step 5, else go to step 7. If the condition gets false, then the program gets completed and the program gets stopped. Next is the function. Function is a subprogram which consists of block of code, that is set of instructions that perform a particular task. For complex problem, the problem is being divided into smaller and simpler tasks during algorithm design. Benefits of using function is reduction in line of code, code reuse, better readability, easy to debug and test. And this is the algorithm for the addition of two numbers using function. First is the start, second is calling the function add. So it will call the subfunction. Here the subfunction start getting A and B values and then adding both values and storing in C, then printing C value and then return to the main function and then stop. These are the building blocks of algorithm. Thank you.